Hey, what's going on, GTers? I was just going to make a quick video here to tell you about my thoughts on where Canada Post is headed with the strike and all the stuff that's going on from a financial and business perspective. And I just wanted to get your thoughts and opinions as to what you think was going on here. So, first of all, as we know, Canada Post went on strike last week, Friday, November 15th. Today is the next day of me making these videos. They're still on strike. It's Wednesday, a couple days after, almost a full week now of Canada Post being on strike. That means there's no parcels being sent, there's no letter mail being sent, the post offices are all shut down, and the workers are on strike. So I just wanted to give some context on the business side from Canada Post perspective and what this might mean for everything, okay? So first of all, Canada Post here, okay? Canada Post has been in a very bad financial position for the last couple of years. In fact, every year they've been recording loss after loss after loss after loss. Year over year, it's been a really bad situation financially, and that's probably where a lot of this upset is coming from at a root, at a stem. But is this the right thing? Is this the right way to handle it? We're going to find out in a second, okay? So what do I mean by Canada Post being losses? Let's just break it down in a really simple way, okay? There's your revenues coming in, okay, which is everything related to sales. So you've got your sales coming from your parcels being shipped, parcels or packages. You got your letter mail. There's direct marketing campaigns that Canada Post does for folks, and a number of other services, but let's just call it those are the main ones, okay? So every time you're paying for postage at the post office, or you're buying a label online, or if Amazon contracts out the service and they're paying Canada Post to make a delivery, the end of the day is they make deliveries. Someone has to pay for those deliveries. That's where the revenue, that's where the money comes in. Okay, so that's where you're getting your money. That's where you're getting your revenue. Okay. Well, for argument's sake, let's just say this is $1,000 a year. Okay, it's definitely not that. It's way more than that. But let's just say it's $1,000 for easy simplicity. Okay. Now you offset that by your expenses. What does it take to actually operate the company? Okay, and expenses plus $1,000 on revenue. Your expenses would be everything like your trucks, okay? You got to pay for your trucks to have them to be able to operate to make your deliveries. You got your post offices, the locations themselves, right? You got to pay rent or a lease, or you got to maintain those sorts of things for the post offices. You've probably got some operational costs, like your factory equipment, sorting machines, stuff like that. But then probably one of the biggest and most expensive and most important is your wages and your staff and your employees. And that's where this is all coming from, right? Wages / employees. Okay, so there's the basics of the business model. Everything coming in from the sales side, you got your $1,000 a year coming in. You offset that with your expenses and you're left over with your profits. But guess what? The expenses for the last number of years have been higher than the revenue, which is why they're in a loss situation, which means to operate the company is costing them more than the money that's coming in on the top side, okay? So let's just say for argument's sake, we are at $1,300 minus $1,300 from expenses, which brings you to a grand total of minus $300 of a net loss, okay? Now this is just for argument's sake. This is not by any means the real numbers, but this is what's happening, okay? Every single year, every single quarter, Canada Post is losing money from operations, hand over fist, or minus $300. Now this comes up with the whole strike idea, okay? If we talked about our costs and we talked about how money is coming in, first of all, what's being asked for here? Employees are on strike, they're not working, they're asking for a number of things, and among those things are increased wages, okay? Increased wages for employees and staff. They want increased benefits. They want more time off, and a number of other things that are going through negotiation, okay? At the end of the day, Canada Post is in a bad situation. They're losing money, and now they're asking for more money. And you know what they're saying? We're not going to work because we want these things over here. We're going to increase these net losses even further, okay? There's no actionable plan that's coming in here to protect against these losses. This is going into an even deeper and even worsening situation just off this one thing being isolated here. Number two, Revenue. There's no revenue coming in at all while it's on strike, right? Maybe there's a couple of things that are trickling, some legacy contracts, some things that are coming through, but nothing is being packaged, nothing is being delivered. All of this revenue is getting tied. You're literally tying your hands around your back and you're saying, hey guys, we want more money and we're not going to get any revenue right there. So now revenue is starting to drop. So now this 1,000 is going to start dropping. This negative 1,300 is going to start rising. So you're in a double bad position. And number two on revenue, not only is there no revenue happening going on right now from sales because of the strike, moving forward, hypothetically the strike finishes and now we're moving forward with revenue. Well, guess what? A lot of small businesses, a lot of people are losing faith in Canada Post as a whole. Once Canada Post is off strike, they're not coming back to Canada Post. That revenue is going to be permanently damaged, not only from no activity happening right now, but less activity happening in the future. And we're a perfect example of that. We're a small business here in Canada. This is absolutely 100% affecting us from a business perspective right before the holidays in terms of nothing being packaged, no letters going out, no parcels that we can get, both from incoming inventory at our store as well as being able to ship out. We're absolutely affected by this. Moving forward, when the strike comes off, is there a chance we're coming back to Canada Post to do that? There's a very strong chance we're not going to be coming back after this. And this is where I'm trying to paint the picture here for Canada Post is what's going on with the strike right now. This is the third strike that they've had since 2011, 2018 they did one. Now we're in 2024. This is the third strike they've done. Business has been doing very poorly. They're shrinking as a business. There's lots of competitors that are coming out there that are coming into the space and just the general parcel package space. Major companies are offsetting away from Canada Post and using other things. It's a very, very bad situation. So what's being asked for down here on the strike, I really hope that there's a plan in place to either increase productivity once this happens, which I don't know how that's going to happen because it's the same workforce, it's the same scope of work that's being done, that just more things are being asked for. So I don't know what's going to change on that side, if this is going to reduce overall expenses by increasing wages and benefits for employees. But is there an actionable plan that's going to change the revenue profile to be able to offset the existing and the potential new higher expenses that are coming, right? And that's what I think is unclear here. What's happening right now is it's shaking the faith of everybody in the entire Canadian postal service system. Like, this is so key and integral to the Canadian economy. The more packages and shipments and business activity there is that happens within Canada, the more value is being added, the more transactions are being happening between businesses and consumers and everybody. And it's just an overall good thing. It's overall more health, more money, more stimulus into the economy. And this is doing the complete opposite of that. Okay, this is doing the complete opposite of it. I don't know what's going to happen here. I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts and put this picture out here to see, okay, guys, this is really the scope as to what this is looking like with the strike that's going on. I want to get your opinions and your thoughts as to what you think was going on. I know from our side, of a small business perspective, this is a really, really rough, a really, really bad situation for us. Catch you later.